Hi, this is Aliya from Young Green News, Vancouver edition, and I'm here with the Minister of Technology, Amrik Virk, and we're here to talk about the BCTECH Summit and how Vancouver is actually becoming the global technology and innovation hub. So, Minister, would you like to tell us how Vancouver is going to become actually the global innovation and technology hub in the world, basically?
Well, first, let me perhaps just only a slight correction. I speak in terms of tech about British Columbia.
Okay.
And it's not only BC. Tech is everywhere in British Columbia, not only in the city that we're in, but in geographic locations, whether it's on Vancouver Island, whether it's in Kelowna, whether it's in Kamloops, whether it's in all those small communities. Tech is everywhere in British Columbia.
Fantastic. And so I know the Premier was talking about how she wanted to make a more of an open door policy for immigration, especially in contrast to what's going on in the States. And so if you want to speak to that a little bit more of how Vancouver plans to do that.
Well, it's all about BC. It's all about Canada the way we are. We are not those that would attempt to exclude. We want the brightest and the best of the world to come here. We are a society that's built by the hard work of immigrants, and then those immigrants become Canadians. I'm a first-generation immigrant. This is a soil to which I owe my allegiance, as do many other immigrants. So, the Premier's comments certainly are in that same context as, we have jobs looking for people. Our goal is to train British Columbians for those jobs. When we run out of those young people with the right skills and the talents, we're looking for globally trained individuals that can come here, that can accentuate our space. So our door is wide open with the right individuals, with the right skills that become multiplier immigrants. And what I mean by that is when they come here, they grow teams around them. A multiplier immigrant from wherever she or he comes from comes here and employs more British Columbians and more Canadians.
Fantastic. And so I know we were talking also that you have 3 lovely daughters in lovely young daughters, but we were talking about how, technology is important at a young age, or the Premier was talking about that. So how do you encourage them to be interested in technology or get involved with technology?
The whole idea of gender parity in every field, including technology, is very important to me as a father of 3 daughters, and important to the Premier, very important to all of us. To encourage more young girls to get into tech. Even yesterday we had science, technology, engineering, math for girls. We have coding camps for girls. We want early exposure. The fact that we announced coding in K-12 at the summit last year, and that announcement went viral. One of 3 jurisdictions in the world that's introducing coding. We're going to have young girls more in tune with technology, more in tune with coding, and then you have opportunities past grade 9 to specialize, whether it's robotics, whether it's to specialize in a creative area, whether it's IoT, is to do that very early. So by that, we're going to have more young people. And how that relates to my own daughters is, irrespective of what careers they end up in, technology is in every single career, whether it's legal, business, or science, or whatever it might be. It's embedded in each of those. So wanting or not wanting, for all of the next generation, they are going to be immersed in technology, irrespective whether they want to or not to want to.
Absolutely. I was actually a young technologist myself. I started coding at the age of 15, and now I'm an entrepreneur and very plugged into the tech startup scene. And so the question that's going around a lot is, a lot of people are wondering, young startups especially, how they can get their hands on the $100 million innovation fund that's always being talked about, if you can share any insights on that.
Well, first of all, before you even get to the $100 million, is one of my Micron Corporation, the British Columbia Innovation Council, is Micron Corporation. The idea is to grow small companies into larger companies. Is we have a network of incubators and accelerators all across the province, all across the Lower Mainland, in Kamloops, in the Kootenays, on the island, is to get engaged, to be at an incubator, be at an accelerator, learn those skills, how to be an entrepreneur as well as an entrepreneur, polish up your value proposition, get to a revenue stream, and when you are ready and you finish bootstrapping and ready for that Series A and you have a strong proposition, then our tech fund is being managed by Kensington.
Yeah.
Kensington Capital is very open. Just Google BCTECH Fund.
Yeah.
It'll tell you exactly how to apply, but the advice to the small company is, have you been at the right incubator, the right accelerator? Are your business skills professional? Is your pitch sharp? Is your value proposition strong? Because you're competing in a tough field.
Yeah.
But be tough, be the best you can, polish your value proposition, look at your markets, solve a problem. Then when you're ready for Series A, then you come to the BCTECH Fund.
Makes sense. Fantastic. So one last question in terms of like a lot of the tech talent. Like I mentioned, I used to be a software engineer myself, and one of the reasons why a lot of the people don't come to Vancouver is because of the pay doesn't always match what they're getting in the States. And a lot of times it's like double what we can get in the States. So how is maybe Vancouver trying to counteract that?
Well, once again, British Columbia offers so much for tech entrepreneurs, and in fact, I'm seeing a reverse interest right now. Young people want to change the world, and they can change the world right from here in British Columbia. They want to change the world in real ways, in strong ways, and stay home as well. So when we create a critical infrastructure here, when we're having more and more companies that are reaching larger and larger stage, there's an opportunity for individuals to move from company to company to start their own. So that critical mass develops, people will stay here. There's a certain pride in being Canadian and being British Columbian and staying here as well. When they see that they can get world-class education right here, we have the best engineers in the world. They can have world-class education here. They can start a company or work for a company that's world-class right here, that they can change the world from right here. On top of that, when you get the best education system, best K-12 outcomes, the best university outcomes in the world, and you have incredible companies that are becoming larger and larger, then they're going to stay here for being Canadian. In fact, we're also hearing of lots of individuals south of the border, whether they're Canadians that want to come back or others looking for the Canadian lifestyle. So this is the place to be. This is our time.
Fantastic. Actually, I do have one more follow-up question to what you just said. So what would you say, so then if these young technologists or entrepreneurs come to Vancouver, what would be the hot areas in technology that they should maybe focus in?
Well, first of all, the options of when they come to British Columbia aren't necessarily only to one metropolitan area. Where we're seeing movement to Victoria, where we have more tech jobs than government jobs. We're seeing movement to Kelowna. We're seeing movement to Kamloops. We're seeing movement to other different locations. Our verticals in the life sciences is very strong. Our ICT is very strong. We have one of the largest gaming clusters in the world. We have 30% of the clean tech companies in British Columbia, in Canada, are actually right here. Yeah. So you have wherever and however you want to change the world, we have emerging companies, emerging technologies, and sectors in each of those that are only getting stronger and growing, quite strong. It's not the usual 1%, 2%, 3% growth. What I'm hearing from the CEO is 20, 30, 40, 50% growth, and sometimes that growth is in 6 months.
Oh, wow, that's pretty amazing. You heard it right here. So Vancouver is the place to be, young entrepreneurs and people in technology. Thank you again so much, Mr. Amrik Virk.
My pleasure, Aliya. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.